We are going to Aruba! That's right, Concacaf had their draw for the 2022 World Cup qualifying first stage. Now, we already knew that each group was going to have one of Canada, Curacao, Trinidad Tobago, Panama, Haiti, and El Salvador. What we needed to know was who each of those teams were going to be facing off against. And there were a lot of minnows in the groups of teams for these top six to face off against. So the only real question that these teams had was what size of minnow were they going to be going up against? And of course I'm looking at Canada's group most thoroughly, but I can say that Canada gets some pretty decently small minnows. Canada, in Group B, gets drawn into a group with Suriname, Aruba, Bermuda, and the Cayman Islands. Now, right off the bat, Aruba, Cayman Island, small fries. Both of those countries are very easy matchups for Canada and teams that Canada should wipe the floor with. And even more conveniently, those being the two easiest matchups Canada has, those are the two road games for Canada in this group. So your two road matches are up against Aruba and the Cayman Islands. You should easily be able to come out at least 5-0 or more against both of those teams. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if Canada against one of them breaks the 8-0 record for highest scoring game they ever had that they set against the US Virgin Islands back in the Nations League qualifying last year. Bermuda is an interesting one because 2019 was a very good year for Bermuda. They qualified for the Nations League Group A and for their first ever Gold Cup. Two huge accomplishments for that team, and then they actually were able to pull out a win in both of those competitions. So Bermuda does have an ability shown to pull off upsets. None of those upsets came against high caliber teams of Canada's level though, so I wouldn't expect them to be able to pull off an upset, especially on the road in Canada, probably in like Toronto or Vancouver or somewhere. But they are a team that has shown some potential in the past year. I'm not overly concerned about them, however. I think that Canada, again, should easily be able to handle Bermuda. And then the final team, Suriname. Suriname had some good teams in the 70s and 80s. They have not qualified for a Gold Cup for a long time. They haven't been in a Gold Cup or a Concacaf championship since 1985, although they did qualify for the 2021 edition. So that's going to be their first Gold Cup in almost 40 years. But of course, the second these groups were made, the big meme, Canada is going to lose to Suriname, started popping up around Twitter. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, November 17th, Canada plays Suriname, they're going to lose, and somehow Suriname's going to win this group. And if any of these other teams are going to win the group, it is Suriname. But this is a different Canada team. They only blow games against mid-tier CONCACAF level teams, not low-tier CONCACAF level teams anymore. The real threat is in the second stage when they play against probably Haiti, and if Haiti eliminates us again, I'm going to lose my mind. But I'm not concerned at all about Suriname or Bermuda. Canada should be able to easily walk out of this group. This should be a group where over 4 games, Canada averages 6 goals a game and averages 0 goals against. There's no reason why Canada should win any of these games by less than 3-0. They should dominate every single one. If they're not dominating every single one of these games, I'm worried. But I feel like this Canada team has enough killer instinct and enough scoring talent that they should be able to just put all these teams away easily and not have to worry about it. Now just a quick look at all the other groups. Group A, El Salvador, Antigua and Barbuda, Grenada, Montserrat, US Virgin Islands. El Salvador should easily take this group. Montserrat, US Virgin Islands are both very small fries. And then even Grenada and Antigua and Barbuda, small fries for what those two pots could have given them. That should be an easy group for El Salvador. Group C, Curacao, Guatemala, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Cuba, and the British Virgin Islands. This group is probably the most up in the air of all of them. Guatemala is a solid team and could probably challenge Curacao. I think Curacao should be able to take them, but I wouldn't put it past Guatemala. Cuba could get lucky and make some noise, but I don't really see it happening. It's going to be one of Guatemala or Curacao, probably Curacao, but you never really know. Group D, Panama, Dominican Republic, Barbados, Dominica, and Antigua. Easily Panama. They were in the 2018 World Cup. They just have a solid team right now. Easily taking this group. Group E, Haiti, Nicaragua, Belize, St. Louis, and Turks and Caicos. Haiti, with the performances they had at the Gold Cup and just their last year in general, should be the top team in this group. Nicaragua has some potential, but I don't think right now they're where Haiti is. Belize, St. Lucia, Turks and Caicos, all small fries, not really a problem. It's going to be one of Haiti or Nicaragua. I could see Nicaragua, like Guatemala, potentially taking over and winning their group, but my money right now is on Haiti. And in the final group, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Kitts and Nevis, Guyana, Puerto Rico, and the Bahamas. Bahamas, Puerto Rico, very small fries. Guyana, they're not going to challenge Trinidad and Tobago. St. Kitts and Nevis also okay, not going to challenge Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago easily takes this group. All of these are pretty straightforward. The only groups that really have any chance of the top seed not moving on are Group C and Group E, in my opinion. Curacao versus Guatemala and Haiti versus Nicaragua could both be something. The top seeds are still very favored in both of those groups, but you know, it's Concacaf. Literally get Concacaf'd. Anything could happen. So the first seeds all win. In the second round, we're going to have El Salvador versus Trinidad and Tobago, Canada versus Haiti, and Curacao versus Panama. For my money, El Salvador, Trinidad and Tobago would be an interesting one. I think Trinidad and Tobago would take that. They've just been better a bit more recently, although El Salvador has had some better teams in the past. I think that right now Trinidad and Tobago is the favorite of those two. Canada, Haiti, the grudge match. Canada, I don't think should let Haiti eliminate them twice. The first time was a big enough upset as it is. Also, Richie Larea has replaced Marcus Godinho as Canada's starting right back, so we're not going to have him giving up 3 goals to Haiti to let Haiti come back. So Canada should hold on and be able to beat Haiti. And then Curacao, Panama. Curaçao's solid, but they're not on Panama's level right now, in my opinion. So I think Panama should take that one, which means that the 3 teams joining the top 5 in the octagonal are going to be Trinidad and Tobago, Canada, and Panama. And that's how I think the first 2 rounds as a result of this draw that just happened today are going to go. I'm for sure going to talk about the octagonal when we get to the octagonal. I'll make predictions for that when we know who's actually in it. But I mean, it's Concacaf. Literally anything can happen, so I'm not going to go running off making octagonal predictions for teams that might not be in the octagonal. So yeah, that does it for this video. If you liked it, hit like. If you want to see more of my stuff, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Link is down below in the description. And Canadian men's national team, you get to do 2 trips now in October and November to the Cayman Islands and to Aruba. Enjoy.